over here at the Hasbro Transformers booth. We're going to be giving you a look at some recent drops from the panel yesterday, as well as some first appearances of a few figures. And we're going to stop by with Robosen and take a look at that awesome Grimlock, as well as several of their other recent releases, including Optimus and Bumblebee. So stay tuned. All right, checking out some of the Studio Series here. We get a whole mixture of figures. This is the first time we're seeing them at the show for some of these. Others are currently available. So you're going to get a nice mix of characters from several movies here. You got Bumblebee from Rise of the Beast in the front, as well as Air Razor over here. So a couple of those most recent film makes sense that they're showing them off right in front here. All the way on the end, we got Mirage in the Studio Series line. And then back behind him, it's kind of hard to see, but we got Cheetor there in the back. And then we have our larger Rhinox over there as well. Everything's a little tricky to see. Apologize for that. Moving on down, we got some of the crossover collaborative line, and this is from the newest Jurassic Park one. So you can see that little tiny Jeep there, and then the Dilophosaurus combination here. And then onto our Voyager series from Cybertron. We got a Barricade here from the Gamer line. Let's see if you can make that out with the glare. And we got a Cliff Jumper here from the Gamer line as well. And then at the end here, we got our Voyager Optimus Prime. Moving down to the Studio Series based on the cartoon and the movie more specifically, we have that Ironhide. And we have over here Dinobot Sludge. And we have our awesome 86 Brawn. Should be releasing next month.
Did you say Brawl or Brawn?
Brawn.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. And then we have Ironhide and Prowl. At the bottom, we have the Legacy Evolution line. So these are all currently available. So you should be able to pick these up on Pulse or in most stores. And then this Legacy Troop Builder Pack, this won't be available until later this year. Showing off a couple characters from the Evolution line. These are all currently available, but it's always fun to see these guys and how they combine here to form Volcanus. So we have the whole line of the Dinobots. And then heading down, we got this Shadow Striker who will be out later this year. You can see him here in the case. The rest of these guys are currently available, so you can pick them up on Pulse. Over here we have Bombshell from the Insecticons. He'll be available later on this year as well. Needlenose is currently available. And then we have another mixture of guys here in the Voyagers class. Bludgeon is not out yet. He will be available this fall. Trash Master also will be available this fall. And we have the Nemesis Leo Prime, who's currently available. And this Voyager Dirge, who is also currently available. We have Detritus here, who is also going to be available this fall. So we're seeing him here in the case. Along with Strong Arm over here will also be available this fall. And then we get a mixture of other characters that are currently available here in the line. Down on the Voyager class, we have a Megatron, who's currently available. Our Leo Prime. The Tarn. Metalhawk, and then Twin Cast and Rewind. At the bottom, we have the upcoming Legacy Armada Optimus Prime. So seeing him here, he'll be available in just a couple weeks. And then the giant, awesome Decepticon Nemesis will be available next month as well. So this is one of our first chances to see it here at the show. And here's a look at some prototypes for some previous and current HasLabs. Being shown off here on display in the case, as well as some unpainted versions down here, just getting some detail without that final coloring. Down here we have that awesome Transformers the movie line. A lot of these are available currently, but we're getting to see a retro figure line of Skywarp. And just announced over here, we get to see more of the Insecticons, so we're going to get Shrapnel now, adding to Kickback. And then we have this tow line. He'll be coming out next month. Same with the Shattered Glass Leader Grimlock. And the Optimus Prime will be available soon as well. And here's a bunch of figures out right now, including the Retro Preceptor, the Autobot Hound, and the Hot Rod. And then we got the upcoming Optimus and Bumblebee 2-pack, first in this scale, along with Autobot Jazz, and then the con exclusive over here. All right, we're over here at Robosen, checking out their latest and some of their classic line as well with this standard flagship Optimus Prime.
All right, you want to see him do his thing?
Yeah, we definitely want to see him do his thing.
So it's voice activated and app connected. Hey boys, you want to see something? All right. All right, watch this. Hey, Optimus Prime. Transform.
So this is on the voice-activated command. He's transforming back into his vehicle mode.
What do you think? You want to see him do something even cooler? All right. Hey, Optimus Prime. Megatron.
So when he detects danger,
So these are available today from our partners at Entertainment Earth. How many do you want? Like 5 of them? Go get your bomb.
so that was all a demonstration of the pure voice-activated commands.
They're $700.
Of course, there's the app where you can control them as well on the iPad.
You guys are interested? We do have.
And they're selling them here at the Entertainment Earth booth. So if you wanted to pick them up, here's a good chance to get them without having to deal with any shipping.
Okay, let's go. Oh, he's running out of power. So here's Bumblebee. I'm going to do a quick action. He's going to go ahead and attack. So he's a lot more nimble and fast with his actions compared to some of our other robots. We designed him on purpose to be like this. He's a fast, fun character, as you know. So we have things like dance, where he's going to go ahead and show off his best moves. And one other thing we built into him is a gyroscope, essentially, or gyro, where he knows if he falls down. So we're going to go and have him fall down, and you'll watch him get right back up. So here he goes. And he's going to fall. But he knows he's on the ground. He's going to get back up. So this is our Bumblebee, and what we've done is we recently updated our app to include Mini Theater, which Mini Theater is right here. You can actually pair your Optimus with your Bumblebee and watch them interact together, which is a new feature we're just launching. And then lastly, we just announced Grimlock. Grimlock is our auto-converting dinosaur or Dinobot, and that as well you can pair together with all of these Autobots.
Can I ask you a question? Now I heard about, is it theater mode or interactive mode between like Optimus and Grimlock and whatnot? Does Bumblebee pair in with all of them?
Yep. Bumblebee will pair, so all 3 of our Autobots, we're developing sequences on the backside at corporate, so we're taking care of that right now. We just launched Grimlock. But yes, our goal is, of course, any and all of our robots interact. Currently we have Bumblebee and Optimus interacting. We do have Optimus and Grimlock interacting. We will be pulling in Bumblebee soon.
Awesome. So where are we on Decepticons?
Oh man, if I had $1 every time something, no. We hear you loud and clear. That's all I can say.
All right. Well, thank you. This is some awesome stuff. Love seeing that Grimlock too. Amazing design. Love the chrome fingers and the vacuum formed feet as well. So everything's really, really sharp on that. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it. And here is our look at the assortment of Grimlocks. Of course, in our Hasbro brands preview, we showed you a more closer experience with the Grimlock here. But he's working off of his voice-activated features. So he will move, he will transform, and he will get into battle mode as well. So right now, he's transforming into battle mode. And you can see that just absolutely amazing transformation effect. Love the chrome pieces on him and that vacuum form metallic. It's just a great throwback to the G1 Grimlock, and he just looks absolutely amazing in this large format. You can see those eyes lighting up, different colors. So he had red when he was in battle mode and blue when he's in chill mode. But here he goes, transforming back into his dino mode. Absolutely amazing.
I'm joined by BMac and Evan of the Transformers brand team at Hasbro. Guys, how's the convention so far?
It's great. It's been a long couple of days so far, but we're excited to be here.
It has. It's been awesome, actually. Like all the fans coming up, there's a lot of positivity around Transformers, which gets us all excited. So
There's a reason for that. When you have a brand like Transformers that has been going strong for 40 years as of next year,
yeah,
and you have a team who is deeply rooted in the fandom, as is my experience with you two gentlemen, and from the videos I've seen with Mark in interviews and such, you're gonna have a great product for the fans and for collectors. I don't even care what it is. The second you guys announce something, I'm like, cool, I'm adding it to my pre-orders. Because,
that's great. Yeah.
one, I gotta have it for my own personal collection, and then two, I gotta have it for the Bay 12 YouTube channel because I've been reviewing basically everything y'all put out for the past few years and covering it with all of our other fast content that we do on Bay 12. So I had some awesome questions that I want to ask you guys today. Probably questions I doubt y'all get often. And they're not going to be, hey, are you going to do this Megatron tomorrow? Because I already know the answer is we can't talk about it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're going to ask questions you can talk about.
All right.
Okay, so the first question is, what is it like as a fan to update older Transformer characters in Legacy?
I'm going to let Evan answer this one first because I just get to market it. So he has to actually design and do fun things with characters and update them.
Yeah, but we also run everything past you. Yeah. It's an intense privilege to do something like that. It also comes with a level of anxiety to make sure it's like, I have to get this right. Because I know every character is somebody's favorite character, and I know Mark as well just sweats and has sleepless nights over the details, and he's like, I have to get this right. And I think, but we're also fueled by the passion that the fans have for these characters, so we want to make sure that we're doing it right. It's exciting, it's tiring, exhausting, but also just kind of crazy cool. It's a tempest of emotions. I guess that's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, for me, it's just like making sure when these guys present me the ideas, which are always great, just like making sure it's cohesive. Like we've talked about this before, like form factors, right? Like Insecticons versus vehicle versus motorcycle versus jet. Like we know jets are kind of the slower terms of popularity in Transformers, which is interesting because as powerful as the Seekers are. But like just making sure we have that mix, male, female, whatever we have going on. Our new build system for the year, good representation. Like how is that going to interact with everything we're doing? But they always bring me home runs, so my job's easy.
Speaking of jets and females, and I know I prefaced this with, I'm not going to ask questions about figures you can't, put out tomorrow, but I will just leave it as a statement. We need Slipstream. It is arguably a crime we haven't had a good modern Slipstream yet. And personally, out of the original trio, my favorite is Skywarp. But my number one favorite Seeker is Slipstream. She is so cool.
So you're a big animated fan, then, I take it?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely. But just in general, I mean, even her other incarnations since animated have been
Cyberverse
very
and,
cool. Yeah, she got an awesome spotlight in Cyberverse, and we got a couple of decent figures for that.
Yeah.
But
You want a legacy figure.
I want a Legacy figure
I completely
so bad.
understand.
I want a Legacy. And it doesn't necessarily have to be animated universe in G1 verse. Just be a repaint.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, back to the questions.
It's all good.
If you could revive and fully update any Transformers line, which one would it be?
So go to him first.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think, what would be the best line to revive?
For you.
For me.
This is you personally.
I'd probably be interested in Prime because I didn't buy toys then, but I did watch the show. So I know there's a lot of just really fun form factors. Like I really liked the writing. I thought it was very sophisticated.
Yeah.
Like Hub Network was awesome. I got hooked in because of the new G.I. Joe Renegade show. So like that's what got me back to watching. And I was like, oh, there's a new Transformers series too. So watch this. So like I think having all of those, because I kind of like think that Megatron is the most maniacal Megatron of like any entertainment lore. Like he's the most sadistic by far, which is why I love him. So I think that toy line would be great. Like we got to do a couple, right, with Pulse right before I started. We had the Megatron and the RC that got reissued, so that was awesome. But I think there's a lot of stuff in that toy line that people would like to see again.
I totally agree, and I'm very thankful that you guys did do those reissues, especially for the Air Viacon that was never before released stateside. There are so many figures, and I'm glad that it's shifted to Takara and Hasbro releasing together at once.
I think that's brought us together a little bit more as well.
Yeah, and the fans have definitely responded to it, because that used to be a big complaint years ago, especially during Combiner Wars through Power of the Primes. There were a lot of really awesome figures that we really hope you guys reissue at some point in the future that just never got issued stateside. And as a fellow Master Force fan, because Master Force is my favorite of the trilogy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get why people like Victory more, but personally, Master Force was better. I think Master Force was better.
Yeah.
But I would love a Genrai. A stateside Genrai. I mean, I got the
bomber, and then I completely understand.
I mean, I sprung for the Takara one, but it would be nice to get a here release.
I completely understand that.
Yeah.
But it's in God. So when you asked me this question, I immediately thought Machine Wars, just because going back to like as a kid finding those in KB toys, and I know Mark and I have talked about Machine Wars constantly to the point where he's sick of it. I would think that's what I would pick for all this.
I was thinking recently, just to myself, that Machine Wars was probably going to be coming up for you guys next, because y'all have gone through Beast Wars recently. Y'all have done a little bit of RID. You haven't really touched Beast Machines yet, which I get it, but
It's
Beast
tricky.
Machines is
tricky.
it is tricky, and I can get why it's divisive. I still like it, but I figured there would be some Machine Wars leaking in somewhere here and there, because there's definitely some existing molds that I could see fitting into the Machine Wars lineup.
Yeah.
And that could also lead to other figures, like if you do a Machine Wars Optimus, for example,
And you
that
get Thunder Clash, which
Exactly.
everybody screams at us about. So
everybody wants a Thunder Clash.
I completely understand. So I mean, nothing confirmed. Hopefully
Obviously.
in the future. Like,
Right.
it would be something that we would love to do, I think.
They bring it up all the time. So
Yeah.
like literally every year when we start talking about what can we do in the future, Machine Wars is always like, Mark's like, I have a presentation to show you.
Yeah.
And he's like, these are Machine Wars. It's like always like slide 1A every year. So
And then you're just like, Mark, stop bringing up Machine Wars.
I
Stop
actually
trying to
really-
make Machine
I
Wars
really
happen.
I really love it, but there's a lot we have to look at.
Yeah.
Right,
It's always a balance. So
of course. Okay, so next question is, do you have plans to make more collected targeted figures for a series like Cyberverse and Earthspark in the future? Because right now, the figures for Cyberverse and Earthspark are very younger audience targeted, but there's a lot of collectors, myself included, who are completionists, and I have to collect every character from every series, every comic. I gotta have it. And the scaling drives me bonkers when I've got a tiny one-step changer Soundwave next to my larger Optimus Prime, and they're supposed to be practically shoulder to shoulder, you know?
Yeah.
So is that something that's at least in the headspace?
it's an entertainment that could possibly see future in studio series, but we're not going to confirm anything there. Like, if there is a desire for something like that and the fans are very vocal about it, it's something that we can look at, I think. But I don't think we'd ever bring back Cyberverse by itself, though.
Yeah, I don't know that Cyberverse would make a comeback. Cyberverse toys, like, clearly could also potentially live in legacy if they wanted to. Like, we
That's
are
true.
tapping into
Yeah.
multiple entertainments. So there's a good potential chance for anything to be possible. Like,
Yeah.
we're always looking.
Okay. Which Transformers video game are you looking forward to working on the most for the new Gamer Studio Series line?
like a video game that would be incorporated into that? Like, what do you mean? Like,
Well, so y'all just launched the Gamerverse line, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Gamer Edition line for
Yeah,
Studio Series.
with the War for Cybertron stuff.
Right, but there's plenty of other Transformers video games from
It's-
across the years
it's
that
true.
you could definitely pull from.
I mean, we could go back to Mystery of Convoy if you want as well.
Exactly.
Now that we just revealed Ultra Magnus, we can do dot deco on him to make him look like pixel art or something.
That's actually a good idea, though.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
so.
that's actually.
Otherwise,
a really good
probably Transformers Devastation. I
Yeah, I
think
think
would,
Devastation would probably be the most popular easy
Yeah.
get right now,
I
right?
think so as well.
I mean, there only exists a mold for every single Decepticon trooper in the most recent War for Cybertron and Legacy line right this second. That it would just be a repaint. I mean, even the accessories they use in the game, you've already done in the past 5 years. So, don't let me tell you, but you've already done the work.
yeah, that's very true.
Okay. Final question is, if you got to choose which G.I. Joe vehicle that would be added to the crossover next, which vehicle would it be?
So Corey Cantaloupe is one of my dear friends, and so like he's a huge G.I. Joe fan. And I just remember being in college, and he's like, "Have you ever seen the Thunder Machine commercial?" And I was like, "No, I don't think I have." And he played it for me, and that song always gets stuck in my head whenever G.I. Joe comes up. So I always think of like that would make a good Optimus Prime. I think Thunder Machine Optimus Prime. No, Rolling Thunder. I'm sorry, I completely
Yeah,
messed up
I was
that
like,
name.
Thunder Machine we just made.
I'm sorry,
I got it.
that's
We're
why.
standing on the Transformers side, not the
Yeah.
Joe side. It's okay.
Rolling Thunder. My bad. Yeah.
I always think like I loved my bridge layer as a kid. I just thought the play pattern of that was really awesome. I don't know who I would turn it into. It's just a toy I want to recreate for O-ring characters. Obviously, Killer Whale is something that I would love to turn into somebody, do something with. You know, Triple T, Sarge would be a super fun thing to do. There's a lot of different things that, you know, I would like to look into across the board. Wolverine with a cover girl. Like, you know, there's so many ways to go about it. A Sky Raven that becomes Starscream. Like, you know, things that I wish I could do. But, you know, if I make a Sky Raven that converts, it's going to be a HasLab because
He's
it's
your
going to
guy
have
for
to be.
this.
So
Yeah, the G.I. Joe collabs only happen pretty much because of BMAC. So,
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, even if you make it a HasLab, so far Transformers and G.I. Joe are sitting real pretty with HasLab with a really good track record.
we're 3
So,
for 3.
we are
So,
3 for 3.
Yeah, we're hoping to continue that number when we don't want to break our streak.
well, I'll continue to support it as long as y'all continue to do it. So,
Appreciate it.
gentlemen, thank you so much. I know we're running low on time right now. We appreciate all the time you guys had for us, as well as answering our fun questions. I hope that my questions were fun for you guys
They
as
were
well.
absolutely fun. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thanks.
And that was our look at the Hasbro Transformers booth. I hope you enjoyed that. Most of these will be up for order now, so head over to Hasbro Pulse or other retailers. And stay tuned for more convention coverage. As always, like, subscribe, and follow. And we'll see you guys at the next booth.